we know? Good afternoon. In accordance with Kansas Fire Marshal regulations, we request that you take a moment to locate the two emergency exits closest to you. We have verified that these exits are clear and that all safety equipment for this facility is in working order. If an emergency does occur, please stay calm and pay attention to the announcer or the usher nearest you for important information. In accordance with the dignity of this event and the tradition so highly valued at Topeka High School, as well as out of respect for the families of our graduates and their ability to hear their student's name, we ask that air balloons and artificial noisemakers are not used until the completion of the formal ceremony, and our graduates have symbolically moved their tassels. Thank you in advance for assisting us in this manner.
Good afternoon. Welcome to the 146th commencement ceremony for the 387 graduating members of the Topeka High School class of 2018. Would you all please remain standing for the posting of the colors by the Topeka High School Marine Junior ROTC Color Guard under the direction of Master Gunnery Sergeant Brad Stahlbomber and Cadet Lieutenant Alejandro Garay. Posting of the colors will be followed by the playing of our national anthem, sung today by THS Madrigals, Director Steve Eubank, and Student Director Amber Schmidt. Please be seated. Joining me at the podium today to give the welcome is Ms. Savannah Jackson, Senior Class President. She will be followed by our Topeka High School Robe Choir with the first of their 2 musical selections being conducted by Student Director Rachel Stewart.
Good afternoon to all. It is truly an honor as Senior Class President to welcome my fellow graduates of the class of 2018 to the Topeka High commencement ceremony. On behalf of the graduating class, I would like to not only welcome friends, family, and faculty, but thank you for supporting us through our journey. This day has been long awaited, and without your guidance and encouragement, the past 4 years would have been far more challenging. We committed over a decade of our life to be in the position we are today, and now we finally get to celebrate what will be one of our biggest triumphs. No single journey to this moment was just alike, but the thing we will always share is that we are all Trojans. Congratulations to the class of 2018, and thank you for attending this momentous occasion.
Dr. Tiffany Anderson has been a public school educator for 24 years. The majority of that time, she has served as a superintendent in Virginia, Missouri, and Kansas. As a leader of these districts, she has improved overall student achievement while also closing the achievement gap for students in poverty in rural, urban, and suburban districts. In 2012, Jennings School District, under Dr. Anderson's leadership, became a national model of excellence for serving the whole child. On July 1st, 2016, Dr. Anderson became the first African-American female superintendent of Topeka Public Schools. Since Dr. Anderson's arrival, ACT participation has increased, attendance has increased, and state test scores have now increased for 2 years in a row. Dr. Anderson earned her undergraduate degree and later her doctorate from St. Louis University. She has also earned a second doctorate of humane letters from Eden Theological Seminary for her service to the community and society. Ladies and gentlemen, our Superintendent of Schools, Dr. Tiffany Anderson.
Good evening, families, friends, and faculty. Oh, this is a joyous day. I'm going to try that again. Good evening, families, friends, and faculty. Oh, we're excited. With that, I want to start with some introductions of a variety of people that are here and of dignitaries. I'll start with our Board of Education. I'd like first to acknowledge our board president, Dr. Michael Morrison, our Vice President, Ms. Nancy Kirk, Board Member Patrick Woods, Board Member Dr. Mickelson, Board Member Reverend Williams, and Board Member Janelle Johnson. As additional introductions, the person that is the highest ranking person directly under the superintendent, who is responsible for the construction improvements at Topeka High, the science labs, the construction that has occurred at TCALC, the budget, hiring teachers, and anything operational, is the Deputy Superintendent. The Deputy Superintendent, Mr. Larry Robbins, who's also an alum of Topeka Public Schools. Please stand. The additional members here with us this evening that are part of leadership who set up the event this evening as of yesterday and yesterday night was purchasing clothing for various students is our Director of Communications and her team, Mrs. Misty Kruger. You probably won't see her because she's somewhere filming or taking photos. Thank you, Ms. Kruger, for this evening's setup. We appreciate her with the help of the Expo staff. And our leadership team member who's helped with expanding advanced courses at Topeka High School is the Assistant Superintendent, Miss Billy Wallace. Last year, I asked for a new tradition. When I started last year, I asked for every elementary and middle school principal that contributed to our students that are here before you today to come to graduation, to see those students who were once kindergartners or once 6th or 7th graders walk across the stage, and they joyfully all agreed this would be a wonderful tradition. So I would like to ask first our elementary principals to stand so I can share who's with us this evening. Those principals or representatives from those schools include Ms. Hayes from Williams, Ms. Johnson from Meadows, Mr. Liffen from Stout, and also Ms. Saunders from Lowman Hill. Thank you for being with us this evening. And our middle school principals, please stand at this time. Middle school principals who are with us this evening include Ms. Hazelton and team. She has her assistant principal with her, and she is from Robinson, as well as Mr. Hare from Jardine and team. He has his assistant principal. You see, families, it certainly takes a village to raise a child. So we appreciate every principal that started at preschool on up, every teacher that's here this evening, and we also appreciate greatly our alumni, for we stand on your shoulders to get to days like this. Topeka High alumni, please stand if you're in the audience and you are alumni of Topeka High. Please stand. Students, look around. It is so powerful when you look from corner to corner and you see Topeka High alum. Topeka High School is the only high school that has a historic society within the school. Topeka High has alumni giving, volunteering, contributing year after year. You see, students, it's expected that when you leave, you come back, you give back, you serve, and you help others stand on your shoulders to go to the next level. With that, I'll begin my remarks, and when I conclude them, Mrs. Morrissey will be introducing our board president, and he will be giving you some greetings. Now, I will be brief. However, you all know, for those who have met me, that I am the daughter of 2 pastors. And so my comments come to you from the heart. I never prepare them in advance. I pretty much pray on stage, stand up, and whatever I deliver to you will be directly from the heart. Driving in this morning, I said to the graduates of the last 2 classes from Topeka West as well as from Highland Park High that I turned on and listened to a sermon. I always listen to a sermon when I come in for work. The sermon was actually a speech, the commencement speech from Dr. Martin Luther King. He gave it at Barrett Elementary in the 1960s in Philadelphia. He called it the Blueprint for Life. You see, a good blueprint has an architect that makes sure they put what's needed in that blueprint to be your guide. Perhaps your architects are your teachers that are before you. The architects are all of those that have contributed to your life. And so with that, he gave 3 principles, and I'm going to summarize those and share what he shared this morning on that drive into graduation today. The first lesson that he gave, he reminded the young people that you are somebody special. Never let anybody make you feel like you're not worthy. You're a Topeka High graduate. You stand with distinction and excellence years before you ever got to this point. And so remember that you are somebody special. I think about the people that are before me and the young people I've met. Now, see, students, even if I haven't met you personally, last year I asked for the yearbook from your high school. So I've seen every face of a junior, and I always look at that so I can pray for your path ahead, pray for your success. And so each one of you, I've seen your faces, even if we haven't met. Many of you, I know your stories. I remember coming into Topeka High at one event, and when you talk about people being special, Tonice Jackson, Tonice, please stand. She came up to me, she put out her hand, she introduced herself. You may have a seat. She began to talk to me, and after that, I began to see her time and time again, whether it was at marches, whether it was cheerleading, whether it was at the step team, whether it was volunteering her time at McClure Elementary as part of the step team. You are someone special, and I'm so glad to have met you this year. The second lesson that he shared in his speech, commencement speech, as I was listening this morning, and again, I'm summarizing briefly what he shared. He said, whatever you do, do well. Do with excellence. If it's worth the time to do it well. He said in his statement a comment such as, if you can't be a sun, if you can't be the sun, be the star. It is not for how big or small you are, but it's being the best with wherever you are. So I shared that comment, and I want you to think about the excellence. Everything you do represents this family that's surrounding you. When I think about excellence, I think about students such as Amber Schmidt. Please stand. Amber. Amber is one of few students in the nation that almost has a perfect ACT score. Talk about excellence. We applaud you, Amber. You may be seated. When I think about excellence, there's so many students that I have met. Throughout this year, last year, there's so many students that not only give it their all, but give it 110%. One of those students that's here with us this evening is a student that 2 months ago thought that he was pretty much in the running for valedictorian. He would have been perhaps one of the valedictorians had he not become ill 2 months ago. I spoke with his family prior to making this comment. This student who's here with us today will be recognized first before all the other graduates to make sure that he can come across the stage. He has been battling something that I don't know many of us in this audience could battle, will ourselves to come to graduation, and knowing very, very much in front of you how short life is and will be. With that, let me take a moment to acknowledge this family. Riley and Riley's family. Riley cannot stand right now, but his family certainly can, to know that you are surrounded by love. The love that not only you display to your son, but the amazing energy, courage, and bravery just brings me to tears. You are exceptional and excellent. Everyone around here should stand to their feet and applaud this family that is here this evening. Thank you. You see, time is so limited. And it is not that it will end at a known point, and sometimes you know what that point is, but it's what you do with the time that you have. Every day you get to wake up and have that 24 hours to be a blessing and a lesson. And my goodness, how you all have spent this year being a lesson and a blessing to a whole lot of people. When I say that, I think of students like Julia Howe, please stand, who not only led the march against gun violence, but you've seen her probably a few times in the paper ready to bring voice to issues that need to be brought up. Fearless leader and an amazing organizer. Julia will be interning as she prepares for her next step in her journey. You are courageous, and you are also standing on excellence. That third point that Dr. Martin Luther King shared in that speech, that commencement speech, which I love, he talked about something very simple: loving those around you and advocating for what's right, and remembering to do that in everything you do. Love is so powerful. I look around this room and I saw the Topeka High alums stand up. I looked at everyone stand up to their feet to applaud Riley and his family. Oh my, we are surrounded by love. So students, when you leave Topeka High today, preparing to make the plans of how you're going to give back, remember that you are surrounded by endless love within these walls and beyond. I do want to mention a final item, and then when I conclude, I will be saying, is it hoy hoy, right? And I will say hoy hoy, and you will say mighty Troy when I conclude. I do want to acknowledge an individual today who would have been swimming in the state finals today in 2 competitions. Talk about courage and priorities. Grace gave up swimming today in the state finals because it was more important for her to stand with her classmates and with the class of 2018 and for her to walk across the stage and graduate. Grace, stand up. Amazing athlete. She's already won the state championship in our mind. You are exceptional. You see, it takes courage and persistence and discernment to make the right choice all the time. And so with that, Topeka High graduates, as I conclude today, I want to say congratulations. We love you, we wish you all the best, and we expect continued excellence moving forward in all that you do. So, hoy, hoy. We love you, Topeka High.
Dr. Michael Morrison was raised in Wichita, Kansas by a family of educators. He attended Wichita Public Schools and graduated from Wichita South High School. He graduated from the University of Kansas, Phi Beta Kappa, with honors in chemistry before attending medical school at the University of Kansas Medical Center. After obtaining an MD degree there, he did a residency in obstetrics and gynecology and moved to Topeka to practice medicine. During a 32-year career, he delivered over 5,000 babies. I'm guessing a few of you here today. And he did numerous surgeries. He served as president of medical staff at Stormontvale Hospital, president of the Kansas Medical Education Foundation, chair of the Department of OBGYN at both hospitals, and chair of both the Quality Assurance Committee and Credentials Committee at Stormontvale. He was also president of Lincoln Center OBGYN PA. He retired from medicine in 2012. I present the president of our Board of Education, Dr. Michael Morrison.
Thank you, Ms. Morrissey, for your introduction. Graduates of 2018, parents, family members, and staff, it is an honor to be a part of the 146th graduating class of Topeka High School. It is a pleasure to share the positive emotions of the people that have supported you graduates through the years. One can feel the electricity in the Expo Center. On behalf of the Board of Education, I want to extend our congratulations. We are proud of you. Now, parents and guardians, you're probably wondering where the years have gone. It was just yesterday when your graduate was toddling off to kindergarten. Of course, living through the years between kindergarten and graduation may have seemed like an eternity for you graduates, and maybe for some of you parents as well. Now, Topeka High had many highlights that made me proud to be a Board of Education member. I'd like to name just a few because there are so many. Topeka High School received the Sportsmanship Award from the Kansas State High School Athletic Association. A large group of students made their voices heard recently when they marched to bring attention to gun violence. 8 students qualified for the National Speech and Debate Tournament. The basketball team finished 3rd in the state of Kansas. These are just a few of these things to make you Trojans proud. You are the class of 2018. You're living in a century still in its infancy. There are many huge challenges out there you may face, but with the challenges are opportunities. The Kansas State Department of Education says that 70% of jobs by 2020 will require more education than a high school diploma. Many of you plan to go to college, go to junior college, go to technical school. If these are your plans, then you are on the right track and ahead of many. You, graduates, are technology savvy. As you've grown up with the technology that we have today, you get on Facebook, you tweet, you do Snapchat without even thinking about it. Information online is bountiful so that you can research any subject in just a matter of seconds. These were the subjects of science fiction for most of the adults in this room when they were your age. With this knowledge of technology will come solutions to environmental concerns, global warming, conservation of natural resources, alternative fuel sources. They're just a few of the problems your generation will face and solve. Who knows? Someone in your class may find a cure for cancer. Someone may travel to Mars. Some may be in a space station encircling the Earth. Your generation may end racism and bigotry. Finally, all people, despite the color of their skin, their gender, or sexual preference, will be equal in our eyes. Yeah. Barack Obama says, and I quote, "Don't just get involved, fight for your seat at the table. Better yet, fight for a seat at the head of the table." So start out strong in what you decide to do and strive to become a leader. Now, I have to admit, I don't remember the speeches during my graduation. So I asked my daughter, who graduated in 2013 from Topeka High, if she remembered her speeches. And she said, only a very little. So I asked her what I should say, since no one will remember it anyway. She said, just give one piece of advice that has helped you in your life. So here it is, graduates, the one piece of advice. Care about each other. Be the one who stops to help someone who has collapsed at the side of the road. Be the one who helps someone in distress and calls 911. Be the one who visits family or friends when they're sick just to hold their hand. Just care about your fellow humans. Do things for people without them knowing, just because it's the right thing to do. Maya Angelou said, "I've learned people will forget what you said, people will forget what you did, but people will never forget how you made them feel." So there it is, graduates. Go forth from here with your high school diploma and do good in the world to make it a better place for all. Congratulations and best of luck. Thank you.
At this time, I would like to draw your attention to our program today. Listed after the names of our graduates and their academic accomplishments, you will find an extensive listing of the scholarships and awards reported by the class of 2018. If the requirements and renewal standards for these scholarships are maintained, the total awarded to our students will be $4,106,374. This is a testament to our students, their families, and the staff, not only at Topeka High School, but at each school these students have attended. I would again like to say a personal thank you to our middle school and elementary people here today. Thank you for all you've done for our students and to our families. And I would like to take a special moment to recognize the excellence that is the faculty and staff at Topeka High School. Would everyone who is faculty and staff at this great institution please stand and be recognized. These scholarships and the accomplishments of our students speak to the many people in our school system and the community at large who through their mentorship have invested in the post-secondary aspirations of this wonderful group of young men and young women. Please look for tomorrow's Topeka High School advertisement in the Topeka Capital Journal recognizing the high academic accomplishments of the class of 2018. And now for the presentation of academic honors for our seniors. The first student recognized today is our distinguished scholar. This student has accomplished the very difficult feat of maintaining a perfect 4.0 unweighted GPA. This means she has not had any grade lower than an A during her entire high school career. I happen to know she hasn't had one since third grade. This year's distinguished scholar is Miss Sabrina Cathcart. Two students are being recognized today for finishing number 1 and number 2 in our weighted class ranking. These students have taken the majority of the advanced placement classes offered at Topeka High School, completing these with excellence. This year's class of 2018 salutatorian is Miss Adriana Mead. And I am now privileged to present to you the valedictorian for the class of 2018, Mr. Benjamin Taney. The outstanding senior is presented to the student who combines oratorical skill with high academic accomplishments, involvement in school-based activities and organizations, and participation in outside organizations and community service. This student is selected by a committee of 14 staff members who view and vote for this senior in isolation from one another, and the winner is selected through a two-part process. The first phase is the written speech submitted without a name attached and is followed by those finalists presenting and submitting the speech and a listing of their academic and extracurricular accomplishments. 50% of the vote is based on their speech and its presentation, and the other 50% is split between their academic accomplishments and their in-school and outside school involvement. I present to you this year's outstanding senior, Ms. Madeline Grace Hattesaw. Thank you, students. Presenting Miss Grace Haddisall, Outstanding Senior, as our first speaker today is Mr. Dustin Remy, Senior Class Sponsor and THS Debate and Forensics Coach.
It's my honor to introduce you to the 2018 Outstanding Senior, Madeline Grace Haddisall. Grace is the Outstanding Senior because her blood, sweat, and tears are black and gold. What makes Grace outstanding is her dedication to representing Topeka High School in a variety of ways. As a Trojan, Grace has participated in varsity swimming, Model UN, student government, National Honor Society, National English Honor Society, and in 2017 was the governor of Kansas Girls State. I've had the pleasure of getting to know Grace the last 4 years through debate and forensics, where she is a two-time national qualifier. During our time together, I've witnessed Grace evolve from a relatively shy freshman into a solid gold fireworks display of passion, energy, and emotion. Grace has taught me a lot. Grace has taught me the importance of fighting for what you believe in, no matter the pressure or the cost. She's taught me that if you walk around with your heart on your sleeve, you may be a bit more emotional, but you become more compassionate and a better person as a result. But most importantly, as a result of her tireless work, effort, and exhausting levels of energy, Grace has taught me what it means to be outstanding. Upon graduation, Grace will be attending the University of Kansas, where she will major in both political science and philosophy. I'm proud to see who she has become, and I know that her friends, family, teachers, and both of her parents are incredibly proud of her as well. Grace, my final words of advice to you are, number 1, always go out dapper like Harry S. Truman. Number 2, keep rocking till the sun goes down. And number 3, remember, it's not how you play the game, it's how you win it. Ladies and gentlemen, your 2018 Outstanding Senior, Grace Haddisall.
There are only 3 things that are promised in life: death, taxes, and cliches being used in commencement speeches. These past 4 years have been a wild ride. If I ever end up giving a TED Talk, there is no doubt that it would be on what I would like to call the juxtaposition of Topeka High School. I came to Topeka High from a small, out-of-district school and knew only one out of the nearly 2,000 students here. I'll be honest, I was terrified at first. It was adapt or die, sink or swim. Becoming acclimated to entirely new people, teachers, and administration after being in the same place for 9 years was intimidating. I vividly remember walking in the front doors of Topeka High and not knowing much about where I was. On freshman orientation day, I felt lost, but that feeling lasted for about 30 seconds. I quickly became acclimated to my new home, and I felt like I belonged. To this day, I can't isolate a reason as to why my mind changed so quickly, but I am positive I'm not the only person that has been affected by this phenomenon because of one reason. Topeka High is an incredibly unique and inherently good place to go to school. And that theme has been echoed in graduation speech after graduation speech. The famous tower doesn't cast a shadow in the morning. The sun shines right in on us when we're walking into school. I'd like to identify this phenomenon as juxtaposition because in the midst of chaos and everything happening in the school, we feel at peace, being in a welcoming community. In a commencement speech delivered at his granddaughter's graduation, the late Justice Antonin Scalia remarked that cliches don't work because they're not true. Well, I have to disagree. Topeka High being the greatest school is a cliche that I am willing to accept as truth. It is something this senior class has embraced as well. At the student government retreat this year, we decided to make our Royalty of Courts theme the best school in the nation. While that cliche has been repeated time after time on Twitter and in real life, it was never more true than when the basketball team played on Friday night. Cliches are what make this class unique and give us the ability to unify in the face of every challenge we had to tackle this year. We are all heroes, the best and the brightest, and we are the future. There is not one person who did not display true resiliency at some point over the course of our time at Topeka High. There were so many things that we had to bounce back from. Losing hard battles, decorations falling down during the winter formal dance, and bats flying around the third floor. We unified this year during our protests surrounding gun violence, allowing our voices to speak freely on our beliefs. We dared to live our dream now and must continue to do so in the future. We all cheered together, getting louder and louder as overtime turned into double overtime as our boys basketball team won the legendary game against Hayden High School to secure the Centennial League championship title. An ancient proverb goes, "Real G's move in silence, like lasagna." That cliche is also true of the class of 2018. Bannon Beal and Amber Ruiz established the Women's and Gender Issues Club, calling attention to gender discrimination in our everyday lives as Trojans and as humans. Tasala James exercised her First Amendment right while kneeling for the national anthem. Jason Mitchner represented Topeka High by competing at the national level through Jobs for America's graduates. Cameron Burnett shed light on mental health issues in a newspaper article on seasonal depression that affects a large number of people that is oftentimes ignored. Julia Howell organized a voter registration drive during a time where civic participation is at an all-time low. Alessandra Chavez, there's no need for me to mention how artistically gifted she is, Have you seen those new murals by the Western Street doors? Finally, Riley Fanninsteel, after being diagnosed with brain cancer 3 semesters ago, is graduating today with honors. None of my classmates bragged about their accomplishments, and this list in no way, shape, or form can encompass everything that we did. The skills we learned here will guide us, the future, in everything we do. My classmates are people who are humble and have made not only Topeka High, but the world a better place, even when they move in silence. The juxtaposition of Topeka High School manifests itself within the grandiose statement of the tower. Yet, the people inside are humble and think about the community and not the self. I can't give a proper speech without thanking all of our teachers, friends, parents, grandparents, godparents, aunts, uncles, and those we hold dear to our hearts. For one, helping and supporting us. 2, making cliches cliché so that we, one day, sit in this expo center on this day with the inevitable bird or two flying through the rafters, just to listen to me, a senior at Topeka High School, repeat them over and over again to demonstrate the value that this class holds. Graduation ceremonies will inevitably be filled with cliches, and I'd like to finish with a few of my favorites. First, this is not the end, it is only the beginning. Next, Topeka High is the best school in the nation. And finally, as always, it's a great day to be a Trojan.
Thank you, Grace. To present Ms. Sabrina Cathcart, Distinguished Scholar, and our second speaker today is Mr. Eric Bradshaw, THS Band Director.
Good evening. I am privileged to introduce to you our 2018 Distinguished Scholar and second speaker today. I am just finishing my second year at Topeka High School, and even living in the Midwest for that matter, so I still consider myself to have an outsider's point of view. In these 2 short years, I think I have identified what it means to be a T-High Trojan. A T-High Trojan has a tenacity second to none and is unwilling to be stopped. A T-High Trojan is dedicated to their mission, their friends, and their school. A T-High Trojan has a heart of a champion. A T-High Trojan is comfortable being themselves, but is also always willing to step out of their comfort zone and help someone that might be a little different from them. A T-High Trojan is proud of and true to their school, but even more importantly, proud of and true to who they are. And a T-High Trojan is a winner. These qualities and characteristics are on display by the students who walk through the halls every day at the school. What is amazing is to see when you witness an individual who shares all of these qualities every day. Sabrina Cathcart is a talented musician. She's excelled as a percussionist with the concert band, marching band, drum line. She's also served for 2 years as a piano player with the Advanced Jazz Band. And this year she even helped our freshmen percussion and band members, as well as the directors, by serving as a student assistant. She represented Topeka High School at 2 honor bands, performed with the U.S. Air Force Band, qualified for state solo and ensemble in 3 different categories. And oh, by the way, she's a very talented artist. Ms. Morrissey, school administration, faculty, staff, family, friends, and 2018 graduates. It is an honor to introduce a true T-High Trojan and distinguished scholar, Miss Sabrina Cathcart.
Good afternoon, graduates, families, and faculty. I'd like to start with the usual stuff and kind of get it out of the way. We did it. We're finally graduating. Our real journey is just beginning. We're going out into the real world, and so on and so on. While all of that is true, and we did put in a lot of effort to get to where we are, I'd like to take the time today to recognize the wonderful people that helped get us here. And I'm not just talking about our school teachers, I mean anyone that has taught us anything at any point in our lives. Our families are our first teachers. If it wasn't for our parents, we wouldn't have even figured out how to survive, let alone make it to school. They taught us how to use a fork, how to drink from a cup, and how to treat others the way you want to be treated. All while putting up with all the back talk, sass, and attitude we could muster. Siblings are also really good teachers, because the older ones show us what not to do, and the younger ones give us a daily lesson in patience. Last but not least, there's our grandparents, who like to tell us that we deserve to be spoiled every once in a while. But then our parents remind us that most of the time we don't. Family is great, but eventually we must leave the comforts of home. And by that I mean the first day of school, the beginning of the end, the place we spend a third of the next 12 to 13 years of our lives at. 8 hours at school, 8 hours at home, and expected but rarely achieved 8 hours of sleep. We spend just as much time at school with those acting in loco parentis that we do at home with our actual parents, yet our teachers don't always get the same recognition. Maybe people just don't think about it because they think, oh, it's just their job. They're just doing what they're supposed to do. It seems that for some reason when it's just your job, people don't think they need to tell you you're doing it well. I think every teacher in this auditorium is doing a phenomenal job. What's my proof? Well, it's us. You've all helped every single one of us get to where we are, not because it's just your job, but because you care about us. You want to see us succeed. All of our teachers have made an impact in our lives. Some probably more memorable than others, but important nonetheless. I know mine have. I have had fantastic teachers throughout my entire educational career. And they're not just great teachers, they're great people. That's another thing. Our teachers are people too. They have lives, friends, and family they want to spend time with. But sometimes they sacrifice that for their kids. Technically, they're being paid for 40-hour weeks, but I know most of them spend a heck of a lot more time than that working for us. Whether they get to school early for a student to make up a missed test, or stay after school to help someone with an assignment, they're always there for us. Don't even get me started on the amount of time our band directors spend at the school. I know for a fact that all 3 of them have stayed at the school multiple times a year for 12 hours or more getting things ready for the band. If they didn't care, would they be going above and beyond of what's expected of their job? We take our teachers for granted without even realizing it. We don't know how much they really do and give up for us until we sit down and think about how we didn't see Mr. Bradshaw go home between school getting out and all the home football games. How Mr. Eubank's truck always seems to be one of the first cars in the teacher parking lot. How Sal will have not left the school by the time we're all coming back for drumline practice. Or how Mr. Palma is at all the sporting events, band concerts, and theater productions taking pictures and making memories for all of us. Not all teachers are like this, especially not college professors. Some of us might get lucky, but these teachers we spent the last 4 years getting to know will be hard to replace. I don't know what I'm going to do without some of them, but change like this is part of life. Whether it's moving to a new town, having your best friend go to a different school, even the loss of a loved one, or when your favorite teacher who you thought would be there forever told you he was leaving. We've all experienced change. We also know, especially myself, that sometimes it works out 100 times better than you ever could have imagined. Let's make graduating one of those times and make our teachers and our families proud that we are 100 times better than they ever could have imagined.
Before moving into the most important part of today's ceremony, I just want to extend my personal congratulations to the class of 2018. In my second year as principal of Topeka High School, you've certainly left your mark on the halls of Troy in your own unique way. You've led our community in marches and walks that have brought a grim awareness to the reality of school violence, brought all too close to home again yesterday. Would you please join me in a moment of silence, as I'm sure our students would agree, for those who lost their lives at Santa Fe High School in Texas yesterday. Thank you. These students have continued to find ways to be active in their community, such as voter registration, and I am absolutely positive they will continue to make a difference in the world as they enter adulthood. As a class, you have found ways to celebrate the diversity and the traditions that make Topeka High School a place that others strive to emulate. And you continue to ensure that our school and our staff respect and value both sides of every issue. I challenge you to make the world a better place. You certainly have shown that ability while you've been at Topeka High. Thank you. As we present diplomas today, I again ask that we ensure that artificial noisemakers and air horns are not used, and that we maintain a decorum that ensures that each graduate's name is able to be heard by their friends and family. In addition, Kansas Expo Center policy requires that guests do not come down on the floor. Pictures of the graduates are being taken, and they will be available to graduates and their families. Pictures may certainly be taken from the stands. Diplomas are being conferred today by members of the Board of Education of Topeka Public Schools, previously introduced by Dr. Anderson. Dr. Peg McCarthy, because of family reasons, could not be here today. She extends her best wishes and her congratulations. She has a soft spot for the mighty halls of Troy. Seated to my left, assisting today, are our own THS counselors, Ms. Pat Bordewick, Mr. Greg Fallon, and Ms. Heather Prothy. Seated to my right, Associate Principal Paula Riley, and counselors, Ms. Deb Fallon, Ms. Angela Lewis, and Ms. Autumn Wyand. Reading graduate names today are Assistant Principals Mr. Rob Hayes and Dr. Laura Lyons. And now, will the Topeka High School class of 2018 please rise? Dr. Anderson, by virtue of the authority vested in me by the Topeka Public Schools Board of Education, I hereby recognize these students who have met the requirements as set forth by the Kansas State Department of Education, the Topeka Public School District number 501, and the faculty of Topeka High School. I request that these students be granted all rights, honors, privileges, and responsibilities pertaining thereto. I am honored to present for the conferring of diplomas the class of 2018. Ushers, take your places. Students, you may be seated. At this time, will the class of 2018 please come forward to receive your diplomas?
And you'll hand the card to me, right? Right. Riley's first. Riley. Superior honors. Riley Fanninsteel, Superior honors.
Jacob Staub.
Juan Acosta. Maria Alatorre.
Deja Abbott.
Azaria Aldape.
Brianna Aguirre.
Seth Alston.
Cortez.
Hector Alvarez Bacardo, honors.
Lucky Alonso, honors.
Douglas Anderson, honors.
Luis Fernando Tamarino.
Shane Day.
Aiden Amaro.
Cameron Cripps, honors.
Rhiannon Anderson.
Samuel Fadley, honors.
Jatsidy Arroyo Alvarez.
Esteban Dominguez.
Alicia Bagby.
Torian James Williams, honors.
Noah Bailey.
Christina Appleford.
Edward Baker, Superior Honors.
Paola Areola Vargas.
Gage Bartlow.
Adrian Ayala.
Bannon Beal, Superior Honors.
Austin Bagby.
Jamie Bell Wright.
Trayvon Bailey.
Kevin Bethea.
Martha Banuelos Velasquez, high honors.
Riel Bland.
Trey Barnett.
Selena Bowes.
Trevor Bates.
Alec Bryan.
Brittany Beckew.
Michael Brown.
Jackson Berry.
Tamara Brown.
Travis Betts.
Deja Butler.
Starlet Blanchon, high honors.
Paul Stanley Kabili, Superior Honors.
Maria Bacardo Munoz.
Jet Kane.
Elijah Bridgman.
Isaac Kano.
Kobe Brown, Superior Honors.
Darren Canty.
Selena Brown.
Thomas Carmona.
Cameron Burnett.
Morgan Carranza, High Honors.
Avery Bird.
Jesse Carter.
Carlos Cabrera Caparol.
Sabrina Cathcart, Superior Honors.
Jordan Kane.
Kiana Chandler.
Rihanna Campbell.
Alessandra Chavez, Superior Honor.
Victor Cantrell.
Casey Chestnut, Superior Honors.
Carla Carbajal.
Santiago Cisneros.
Fisher Carr, Superior Honors.
Toriana Cobb.
Wendy Carrasco.
Crystal Coffey.
Haley Cashman, Honors.
Michaela Kohler, High Honors.
Tamaya Chambers.
Maxwell Cooper.
Olivia Chappelle.
Angela Katlame.
Cindy Chang.
Ashrayana Cushenberry.
Kiera Chisholm.
Daniel Daker.
Quanasia Coben.
Nell DeCourse Brennan, Superior Honors.
Chelsea Cole.
Louis Dingman, High Honors.
Asia Collins.
Isaac Dominguez.
Desiree Copeland.
Dylan Dreyer.
Caitlin Coyle, Honors.
Xavier Dunbar.
Devin Crawford.
Brianna Enlow.
Brody Cunningham, Superior Honors.
Lily Espinoza, Honors.
Devon Cushenberry.
Kieran Esman.
Devin Davis.
Caitlin Ferrier.
Ulisa De La Torre Morales, Superior Honors.
Hema Flores.
Caleb Dibble.
Zach Flynn.
Kirsten Dorn, High Honors.
Theron Frost.
Christopher Drinkard.
Duncan Gable.
Nautica Emberton, High Honors.
Rebecca Galanick.
Haiti Esparza Carlo.
Stephanie Gamboa Garcia.
Dominique Escueda.
Geraldine Garcia.
Allison Evans Honors.
Jalen Gardner.
Mariana Fernandez.
Keith Gaylord.
Taylor Finley.
Mackenzie Giefer.
Alexandria Fisk.
Isaiah Ginter.
Ray Lexus Frederick.
Fernando Gomez.
Kylie Folsom.
Siler Gomez.
Annabella Gallegos.
Omar Gonzalez, honors.
Asia Gamble, Superior Honors.
Dayton Green.
Isabella Gamino.
Guillermo Gutierrez Flores.
Matthew Garza.
Deja Hagans.
Nasim Ghazi.
Brittany Harrell.
Beauty Goldion.
Marie Harrop.
Jaden Gomez.
Madeline Grace Hadisall.
Joel Gonzalez, Honors.
Nathaniel Hernandez.
Leah Gouge.
Gabrielle Hernandez.
Rogelio Habanya Teofilio.
Adrian Horn. Emma Hubka, Superior Honors.
Isha Hall.
Rogelio Hughes.
Deja Hamilton.
Sabrina Humpert.
Erica Hartman, Superior Honors.
Savannah Jackson, Superior Honors.
Kaylee Hernandez, Honors.
Tasala James.
Yaslin Hernandez.
Alexander Johnson, Honors.
Yasmin Herrera Gamino.
Madison Johnston.
Emma Martinez.
Titus Jones.
Julia Howe, Superior Honors.
Adam Kanatsar.
Jaden Huckabee.
Alin Kettler.
Amadeus Hughes.
Brittany Clemmy.
Raylene Isley.
Peyton Lannon, Honors.
Danielle Jackson, high honors.
Jordan Large.
Tonice Jackson, honors.
Charlie Lathrop Allen, high honors.
Alexandria Johnson.
Wilnarian Lee.
Chloe Jones, honors.
Dominique Lewis.
Deja Jordan, high honors.
Teari Lindsay.
Asia Kaufman Mosby.
Nicholas Lyman, honors.
Catherine Kennedy.
Andrew Mahan, superior honors.
Taylor Kitzman.
Carla Marquette.
Justice Knoll.
Verly Martinez Meraz.
Alex Landwer.
Tanner Matthias, superior honors.
Katrina Lassiter.
Seth McCarty.
Garrett Ledbetter.
Andrea McNutt.
Evelyn Leon.
Kaya McWilliams.
Alyssa Yamas.
Perla Medina, high honors.
Elisa Luna.
Debriana Megison.
Daniel Macias.
Gabriella Millard.
Celsa Marin Valdez.
Jamiko Mitchell.
Jefferson Martin.
Jillian Mongold.
Andre Martinez.
Nabor Morales, superior honors.
Joanna Masquat.
Jenny Morgan.
Sean McCann, honors.
Patrick Moss.
Aiden McKay.
Hassan Muhammad.
Adriana Mead, superior honors.
Angel Munoz.
Ashley Madrano, high honors.
Emily Munoz.
Samantha Mesky.
Unique Murray.
Jay Sean Mitchell.
Jesse Nail, honors.
Jason Mitchner. McCain Moore.
Seth Nelson.
Carla Morales.
Frank Nunez.
Guadalupe Morales Ramirez.
Brian Ortega Gonzalez.
Janessa Marano.
Shantasia Patterson.
Talia Masqueda.
Jamaria Phillips.
Catherine Mugler.
Emily Price.
Joel Munganga.
Troy Purvis. Trayvon Rayner.
Azilion Munoz.
Joseph Ramirez, High Honors.
Samantha Munoz.
Superior Reed, Honors. I'm sorry, my mistake. Alexandria Reed, Superior Honors.
Jonte Munoz Fry.
Olivia Rue, Honors.
Shelby Munoz.
Jocelyn Reyes de Leon.
Christopher Musterman.
Tucker Ritchie.
Shalom Nava. Honors.
David Robertson.
Kensley Ortega.
Angelina Rodriguez, Superior Honors.
Nathan Packard.
Nathaniel Root.
Brianna Peck.
Paola.
Verante Perry.
Thomas Rutherford.
Isaiah Phelps.
Ricardo Saldivar.
Madeline Peischel. High Honors.
Ethan Sams.
Ja'Cory Porter.
Myera Sanders.
Santiago Polgarin.
Danielle Schiefelbein, High Honors.
Sal Quinones Mota. Honors.
Brendan Scott.
Angel Ramirez.
Trenton Searles, High Honors.
Garrett Reese.
Myra Segala, Honors.
Jesse Reed.
Alexis Smith, Honors.
Jolie Rainier, Superior Honors.
Breon Smith.
Alondra Reyes Balcazar.
Felicia Smith.
Tamara Ritchie.
Daniel Smith Lambert.
Esteban Isaias Rivera.
Erediah Snyder.
Kennedy Robinson, High Honors.
Dulce Soto.
Dominic Rodriguez.
Mackenzie Spurgeon, High Honors.
Jonathan Rosada.
Sierra Stanley, Honors.
Amber Ruiz, Honors.
Luna Steele. Superior Honors.
Chester Russell.
Rachel Stewart, Superior Honors.
Gabriel Ryan.
Kiana Stubbs.
Kaylin Sales.
Zacharias Taft.
Christopher Sanchez.
Alexandra Tatum.
Elian Sanchez Castilla.
Sarisa Taylor.
Peter Sandquist, honors.
Catherine Taney, high honors.
Amber Schmidt, superior honors.
Ethan Thornton.
Jesse Scott.
Ariana Tomes.
Sydney Shaw.
Juan Torres Noriega.
Brittany Surridge, superior honors.
Joseph Valadez, high honors.
Noel Smith.
Jimena Valenzuelas, superior honors.
Shaylee Smith.
Aaron Vega.
Eleni Snook, superior honors.
Antonio Velasquez.
Aisha Solis, high honors.
Javier Villalobos.
Sierra Stallings, honors.
Esperanza Villegas.
Sky Stanley.
Shaylee Walker, high honors.
Braden Stevens.
Michael Welch, honors.
Lauren Staus, honors.
Jasmine Wheeler.
Nina Tankabelic, high honors.
Ja'Cory White.
Brianna Taylor.
Andrew Williams.
Benjamin Taney, superior honors.
DeAndre Williams.
Kennedy Thomas, honors.
Zoe Wilson.
Aaliyah Tobin, honors.
Parker Wright, honors.
Carla Torres, superior honors.
Marvell Yates.
Marco Tashido Koloki.
Luis Puente.
Claudio Valdez.
Zaid Martinez.
Miriam Vargas.
Xavier Locke.
Franco Beggy, high honors.
Larry White.
Juan Villa Flores.
Ethan Whitlock.
Ana Villegas.
Alika Woolsey.
Ross Vincent, high honors.
Makari Yates.
Julia Webb.
Hunter Moon. Omar Ramirez. Ariana Williams.
All right, class of 2018, please rise. No matter what the future holds, whether you begin a career, whether you move on to wear the crimson and blue of the University of Kansas, the purple and white of K-State, the gold and black of Wichita State, the blue and white of our own Washburn University, or the colors of some other post-secondary institution, you may always wear with pride the gold and black of the Trojans of Topeka High School. And now, as a symbol of your graduation, would you please move your tassel from the right to the left? Congratulations, class of 2018. You are now alumni of Topeka High School. Class of 2018, thank you for having the utmost class and dignity today, which is a tradition, unlike any other at Topeka High School. Please remain standing. Will the madrigals please come forward for the singing of the school song and the traditional throwing of the mortarboards at its conclusion. The symbolic throwing of the mortarboards is also the end of today's ceremony. Congratulations again to our graduates, to their friends and their families. Madrigals, the stage is now yours.